He played 4 times, and 4 appearances as well for Mpo Padime, and so this is what the preseason's all about. And it's all
just to play around with these formations and all the list of players that he has.
Wadu, Moroccan-born, 47-year-old international, 58 appearances for Morocco, 3 goals in his career at centre-back. Christophe Galtier, by the way, also played as a central defender. Striker, 35 years old, had a good spell at Arsenal before playing for Lyon. Goal to nil just a couple of days ago, and that'll be some sort of yardstick between the two sides. 35 years old, can fill in at left back and on the left wing. Centre back pairing for Orlando Pirates under a little bit of pressure, but it's a good recovery from Leboni Siyama. Lanky man, as in the background, Christophe Galtier looks on to see if his team can open their account early. They're not going to do it that way, unfortunately. No touch from Sipo Chain. And if you go and log on somewhere for a South African Premier League from last season, you'll be able to see who will play whom once that competition gets underway. Has an opportunity. Offside flag stays down, and that is a palpable mess in front of a Sipo Chain who was completely beaten and had almost given it up.
In that first game and the second game, where they conceded very early, and it was Mbata who gave away the ball position there, won by Benarama, the attacking striking player coming from the middle for Neom. And as you can see here, it was a Paris build-up and they were robbed away of the ball. So this is what they need to be very, very careful of, because
little ball through the middle and an opportunity to launch it over the keeper, over the crossbar as well. Don't be fooled by the ball coming off the back of the fencing at the back of the field and into the netting, but a really good opportunity for Chepang Moremi. In the previous campaign, they not only won the top 8 competition that starts the South African League more often than not, as there's a little breakthrough here, and Radiopane looking for some support and will find it in the Namibian veteran Dion Hotto. Ball out towards Sikle and Dooley. Oh, Paul's got a lovely swerve on its space at the back post, but not taken by Kamahelo Sabilibili.
that Sabilibili could have done better.
On the far side, the 2 wingers switched over, by the way. Apollos and Moremi playing inverted. It just gives so many options to a coach when you're playing in a preseason today.
And looking at the position of Apollos, he seems to have dropped a leg into the middle. This is how he can produce.
There were times in the season maybe he went off the ball a little bit, but yeah, still possession back here with Orlando Pirates, and they do have numbers available. Shot taken with some venom this time around, which is never a bad thing, and looking to Brentford in the English Championship, and that ball's gone directly into the back of the net. Wind assisted from Said bin Rahma. Had an opportunity earlier on in the match when he fed the ball through to the Orlando Pirates, bigger part of the Neom number 14. And that's a cracking free kick.
That could only be the reason. He was expecting a high ball played into that far post and didn't position himself. And it means that his wall was not properly positioned to cover that near post. If you're trying to imagine as well, with the preseason, which is always so physical, yes, there's games.
Nice chip into the penalty area, punched away by Pulka. An opportunity for Mbata to pull the trigger again. And a lot of players in defense of Neom ball watching.
Yet to execute a little bit quicker. Look at the flood of players into his path. Goalkeeper unsighted, probably playing side. So I think there'll be a good team to compete in the Betway Premiership.
And take nothing away from the exploits as we have a look at this attack. A promising looking attack from Orlando Pirates. Maybe the ball should have been left by Apollos to Radiopane, but a bit of African FA Cup,
yeah,
the Nedbank Cup. And that just shows the sort of credibility that they'll bring into the Betway Premiership. At the hydration break for Abdeslam Wadu and Christophe Galtier, what is half-time going to produce, and what sort of changes would you even suggest at this stage with the time running out in the first half? Once it'll run through here for Oswin Apollos, and good cover from El Dosari. And Pirates will have a corner.
Yeah, for me, the only concern
Nice balance of youth and experience for Neom, and one could say the same, I suppose, for Orlando Pirates with some veterans. And pause that thought for a moment, because there's an opportunity here for Penrachma.
He's a quality player. He knows how to position himself. That he must have been. That's why line up or in the squad list today. So makes sense that Ndaba is the one that gets to get into that position.
Alternapolis has done nicely here, and looking to challenge Hassawi. A lot of players suddenly closing him down, but needs a bit of support in there. Finds it eventually. Nice work done by Siema. Good play over the halfway line. Talentum Barter with a little bit of a pirouette, and this is more promising from Orlando Pirates. And good cover as well from Hassawi. So really beat.
I hope he doesn't lose his speed from that build-up, because what happens when a player suddenly gains a bit of weight, he loses his agility.
It's more than encouraging. Need to do that more over the halfway line. Talentum Barter continues to play that holding midfield role now. Is the offside flag stayed down here? Really good opportunity for Sapili. Good pullback from him as well, or maybe not so good. Second bite of the cherry, Apollos. Now Maswangani, he pulls the trigger. There was a deflection. Radiopan stabs it wide. Good opportunities all round, and suddenly there's a bit more urgency, but more than that, there's a bit more quality up front. It's encouraging. Tepang Moremi looking for the return ball, Moremi, and not able to really contain it, and a little bit of a late start potentially for Mangani Zulu.
Open window to what the teams can do, and we can obviously talk about some of the players coming from those type of situations that are signed from those tournaments.
Yeah, and new coaches as well. I mean, Mangobang Miti, such a long time at Mamelodi Sundowns, is a good catch made by Al Hakim.
In fact, when Steve Kompela finished the season with Golden Arrows, he had an offer from one of those two, and unfortunately some things didn't work out.
Opportunity in the middle of the park for Abdullahi Mariko, goes over the top.
That wasn't a train smash though, because immediately Mamelodi Sundowns came through.